Shalom Aleichem, welcome to another class. Baruch HaShem, now we are in Parshas Ekev. Baruch HaShem, so like the Parshas Hanan and Parshas Ekev is still the same thing. Like Moshe Rבינו explaining to us all the commandments, everything that we need to know to keep the Torah and keep the will of HaShem. So in the beginning, V'chaya Ekev Teshmonet Mishpasim. So he said, as a result, if you care about the Torah, about the mitzvahs, HaShem will care about you. That's the meaning, the first thing that Parshas Ekev wants to say for us. So like, as always, we can say a resume about the Parshas Ekev, and then the commentary of Reb Nachman and also the commentary of Reb Maharash. So the first thing is the Torah is this Parshas is saying to us is Moshe Rבינו explaining again the commandments that we understand, the commandments that we don't understand. But now the Moshe Rבינו, he focused on the purpose of he focused on the purpose of the maintain the commandments. Like for example, in the Parshas we say, he said, like if you keep the Torah mitzvahs, if you keep doing the Torah, you have marriage. I'm not saying marriage. You have good things for your life, like everything. You prosper in everything. So where you walk, everything will flow. Everything will grow. So that's one of the things that Torah is saying for us in this Parshas Ekev that Moshe Rבינו is saying. And checking another stuff here, like continuing saying, HaShem says, like we will eat the best thing. He's still keep going talking about now the land of Israel. In the land of Israel, he's saying that's the best in the best land of all lands. For example, in here he said about the Egypt. Egypt Mizraim was one of the most biggest, like New York today. So why we see as like why the Torah said the land of Israel, like in the moment has nothing in, like in currency speaking, like only Egypt it was like the highest, like New York, and comparing to another country which that had no purpose as a currency things. So he's saying like I have a midrash. I have a rush here, very interesting, very interesting about this, and I want to share with you guys. And let me find over here is something unbelievable. It's something amazing to share about it. So here, like the Rashi is saying, for Hebron was created 7 years before Tzoan. Like the same guy who created, like Ham, create the Tzoan for his son Mizraim, and Hebron create for his son Canaan. It's like it's common that a person build a city in the first place and make other one in quality, inferior quality from the other one. So Hebron was built before. Then Hebron was it was more beautiful than Tzoan. So like Egypt was superior. Like I said, it was a town, was a place that everyone was like, wow, it was amazing. The dollar of the Egypt was the highest. But how the Rashi is saying over here, like in the verse is saying, like a garden of God, like Egypt, the land of Egypt. So one was the better place of the Egypt land because the kingship was over there. But Hebron was the worst place of the land of Israel. For this reason, they put as a cemetery. It's interesting to look in here. And Hebron was better than Tzoan. In Masechet Ketubos is saying that our sages explain these passages the other way. It was possible someone build a house for the son, younger son, and then build a house for the older son. So this way you can explain that Hebron was built 7 times better than Tzoan. So explaining the verse, Hashem make Canaan much more beautiful than the land of Tuam, that's the land of Mizraim, Egypt. So backing was a really interesting in Rashi that we saw, and backing to the concept of the Torah, of the Parsha. Here, the Torah says again about the death of the Aharon Cohen, the first Kohanim. He said again about his death, and the people was crying about it. So, in the end, Hashem was saying like the same thing, that you have to keep doing Torah mitzvot. If you don't understand, if you understand, keep doing Torah mitzvot. Beautiful. That's the main point of the Parshas Ekev. Like you see, and in the finish, like they have here one part of the Shema Israel, is that we have to learn to teach our children the mitzvahs. We have to talk with them about it. We have to show them the right way. We have to put the mezuzahs, is saying again on this parsha, in the finish of this parsha. But now let's finish with the commentaries of Rabbi Nachman. Rabbi Nachman, look at Haram, he's explained a very beautiful thing about this parsha. In this parsha, for example, says that Moshe says for us that we are receiving, that Hashem is saying through Moshe that we are receiving the land of Israel not in merits, not because of our merits. We're not receiving the land of Israel because we have the merits to be on it. That was because Hashem looked at other nations and chose us as a better, I'm not saying better, I'm like the chosen ones. So I want these people for me, and choose us, and then put us in the land of Israel because His promise to Avraham Avinu, our father, to Yitzchak, our father, to Yaakov, our father, because Hashem promises, not because of our merits. The Reb Nachman says another kind of perception of this verse. Reb Nachman says that we have to look in a different point. What is the different point of the view of the Reb Nachman? Reb Nachman said that when Hashem look at us and see how many troubles we have, and see how many issues we have, lacking of faith or whatever, but he saw that the Jewish people is a people that, even if he's not in a good thing, in a good situation, or fortunately very far away from Judaism, but is a people that is still very focused on Torah, even if it's far away. That one thing that even the Rabbi Nachman says, how can you say this? Like, how can I say this? Like, a person is very far away but still doing the Torah. It's because they have the bris milah. When you have the bris milah, you can see a lot of the Jewish people who's not religious but still doing bris milah. So the Torah, Hashem saw that the Jewish people accept the commandments. Even they don't do it, one thing they do, they don't abandon, they don't take it out Hashem of 100%. So that's the thing. The Rabbi Nachman says, not in our merit, but Hashem saw that these people have a lot of problems, but they will keep it and they love me. So I will put them in the land of Israel. So that's what the Rabbi Nachman say, because we have all the tales before saying about the Baal Shem Tov, the grandfather of Rabbi Nachman, saying that about his bodidus and etc. There's a lot of beautiful things that we can talk, but let's focus now a little bit on the Mוהרא. The Mוהרא connected these things also, and Mוהרא says, what is the importance of Itbodidus? Itbodidus, because he connected with the Parshas Hanan, Moshe Rabbeinu prays a lot of times, even if Hashem was not listening to them. But the truth is, most of people think like Hashem is not listening to them. The truth is, Hashem is listening, but he don't want to answer you now. Like a father, if you ask your father for anything you need, your father will say no. Maybe your father will say yes. So Hashem is like a father. You say no, he said no. Maybe sometimes he can say yes. Not because I run a Ferrari and he don't give you a Ferrari. That doesn't mean that he not listen to you. That's the thing. And to finish really quickly, he's saying again about the Aharon Cohen that's died. Maharash says it's very important the people to connect themselves to the tzaddikim. Tzaddikim, like Moshe Rabbeinu, for example, is a person who can help us to elevate, to help us to make Avodat Hashem, to serve Hashem. And one other thing, Ekev is like is a part of the translating the word is like something about the feet. I forgot the name. Is where the people walks and we don't care about it, but it's one thing that sustains us. So Maharaj saying with the Rabbi Nachman that that's what Ekev wants to me. Is you keep in Torah, even if you understand and don't understand about these commandments, you should have powerful. And like in the Torah also, he says there's a people that the person, the people of Israel is a people that have a hard spin, something like this, a hard. The Rabbi Nachman says you can see in two kind of views. One of view is like people who are very hard, like they don't want to obey Hashem and they want to make the mitzvahs, they don't want to listen to them. But the other point that Rabbi Nachman says is a person who wants to do Torah mitzvahs, and when he do Torah mitzvahs, he keeps strong and straight. So that's the thing. That's the message of Parshas Ekev. Keep straight, keep doing Torah mitzvahs, and learn and teach your children about Torah mitzvahs. And teach them about all the mitzvahs, and remembering as an Ekev, like when you stand. Look at this view. When you stand powerful, doing Torah mitzvahs, everything will grow with you. So I hope you like this class. Don't forget to subscribe to our Instagram account and to our YouTube account. And Bezrat Hashem, new contents will come. And I hope Bezrat Hashem the next week will be with Mashiach. Thank you.